betrayal, sacrifice, a bullet to the head. Creature Commandos. Episode 7 didn't just end a season, it shattered everything we thought we knew. From Nina Mazursky's heartbreaking final moments to the bride's shocking revenge, this finale left us stunned, emotional, and begging for more. What really happened to Eric Frankenstein? Why did the bride make such a ruthless move? And what does that insane mid-credit scene mean for the future of the DCU? Stick around, because we're unpacking it all. And trust me, you don't want to miss a second of this. Alright DC fans, buckle up. This breakdown is going to take you through every twist, every reveal, and every emotional gut punch from the Creature Commandos finale. Let's get into it. Nina Mazursky's tragic origin story. Nina Mazursky has been the emotional anchor of Creature Commandos, and in Episode 7, we finally got the full picture of her heartbreaking past. Born with pulmonary ectopia, a condition where her lungs developed outside her body, Nina's life began with struggle. Her father, a brilliant but desperate biogenetic scientist, refused to give up on her. He built a machine to help her breathe, and later infused her biology with aquatic traits, giving her the ability to live pain-free. But it wasn't a happily ever after. Her mother couldn't handle the stress and left, and Nina faced relentless bullying as a teenager. Imagine being mocked daily, called a frog, and pushed to the point where you leave your home and retreat to the sea. That's where her legend as the sea creature of Star City began. And then, just when you thought her story couldn't get darker, her father is killed right in front of her while trying to save her. The police saw her as a threat, not a person, and their fear cost her everything. It's a tragic backstory that makes her ultimate sacrifice in this finale even more impactful. Nina's journey has been one of resilience and self-discovery. She didn't want to be a hero, but she stepped up when the world needed her. And in this episode, we saw her make the ultimate sacrifice. Let me know in the comments, do you think Nina's story was the emotional core of this season? Eric Frankenstein's painful reunion with the bride. Now let's talk about Eric Frankenstein. The man is a walking tragedy in this episode. Driven by love, he storms into Ilana's castle, desperate to reunite with the bride. But what does he get? A literal bullet to the chest. And it wasn't just one shot. The bride unloaded on him. This was a brutal betrayal. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, the bride spits on him and presumably finishes him off-screen. This isn't the kind of reunion we were hoping for, but it speaks volumes about the bride's emotional state. Eric's love for her is unwavering, even after all this. And as we see in the mid-credit scene, he's still making excuses for her. That level of devotion is both admirable and heartbreaking. Do you think there's any hope for these two, or is this the end of their story? Nina's heroic sacrifice. Back to Nina, her showdown with Ilana was one of the most intense scenes of the episode. When Nina decided to kill Ilana, it wasn't out of hatred or revenge. It was out of necessity. She believed that by taking Ilana out, she was preventing an even greater catastrophe. But Ilana, ever the skilled fighter, wasn't going down without a fight. The underwater battle was beautifully shot and deeply emotional. Watching Nina struggle, knowing she didn't want to do this, made her eventual death all the more tragic. Ilana's skill and determination won out, and Nina paid the ultimate price. What makes this moment so powerful is the moral complexity. Nina didn't want to be a killer, but she saw no other way. Do you agree with her decision? Let me know in the comments if you think she did the right thing, or if there was another way. The bride's final decision. And then there's the bride. Losing Nina was the final straw for her. We've seen her cold, calculated side throughout the season, but in this moment, she let her emotions take over. Her decision to shoot Ilana wasn't just about revenge. It was about stopping a global disaster. Ilana's plan to manipulate and destroy was uncovered just in time, but the bride didn't wait for justice. She took matters into her own hands, putting a bullet in Ilana's head in one of the most visceral scenes of the series. The blood, the sunset, the symbolism. It all came together in a hauntingly beautiful moment. But was it justified? The bride's actions might have saved the world, but they also fractured the team. Do you think she was right to act so decisively, or did she cross a line? Mid-credit scene, and what's next? Finally, the mid-credit scene. Eric Frankenstein is alive. Turns out, he survived the bride's attack and is now telling his story to an old woman over soup. Classic Eric. His undying love for the bride is as strong as ever, but it raises so many questions. What's next for Eric? Will he rejoin the team? And what about the new NHID squad we saw teased at the end? A shark stacking toilet paper, a knitting monkey, and GI robot in upgraded armor. It's wild, it's weird, and it's exactly what we've come to love about Creature Commandos. If you're as hyped as I am for what's next, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss our breakdowns of Season 2, if it happens. Creature Commandos Episode 7 was a roller coaster of emotions and action, leaving us with more questions than answers. What was your favorite moment from the finale, and where do you think the team is headed next? Drop your theories in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the DCU. Until next time, stay heroic